My beloved child, stop for a moment. Do not rush past these words. Do not tell yourself that you will come back later. Something inside you already knows why you are here. Something inside you has been waiting for a message that could reach deeper than ordinary words, deeper than your fears, deeper than the questions you have been carrying silently in your heart. This message is for you. You may have opened it without knowing why. Perhaps you were simply scrolling. Perhaps you were tired. Perhaps your heart was heavy. Perhaps you had been thinking about someone you cannot explain, someone whose presence remains in your thoughts even when you try to move forward. Perhaps you have been asking me whether there is someone out there who truly understands you. Someone who feels the same strange connection, someone whose heart has somehow become connected to yours. Listen carefully, my beloved child. Do not allow the urgency of this message to frighten you. The urgency is not a warning of disaster. It is an invitation to awaken. It is a reminder that moments pass, seasons change, hearts grow, doors open and close, and opportunities sometimes arrive quietly before you recognize their importance. This moment will not come again in exactly the same way. The words you are reading right now will never appear before you in precisely this moment again. Your heart will not be exactly as it is now. Your circumstances will not remain exactly as they are now. And the person you have been praying about, wondering about, remembering, or quietly hoping for may also be moving through a season that you cannot yet see. So breathe, be still, listen. There is a reason your heart has become restless. There is a reason certain memories return when you thought you had finally forgotten them. There is a reason one particular name can still make your heart pause. There is a reason you sometimes feel that there is a conversation that was never finished, an explanation that was never given, a truth that was never spoken. You have wondered whether you imagined everything. You have wondered whether the connection meant anything. You have wondered whether the other person remembers. You have wondered whether they ever think about you. You have wondered whether they regret walking away. You have wondered whether they are afraid to return. You have wondered whether love can survive silence. And perhaps the deepest question has been this: Father, if this person is truly meant to be part of my life, why does everything feel so uncertain? My beloved child, uncertainty does not always mean absence. Silence does not always mean rejection. Distance does not always mean the story is finished. Sometimes people become silent because they are fighting battles they do not know how to explain. Sometimes they walk away because they are afraid of what they feel. Sometimes they hide because vulnerability frightens them. Sometimes they need time to understand themselves before they can understand what they want from another person. But hear me carefully. You must never build your entire life around waiting for another human being. I want you to love with wisdom. I want you to hope without losing yourself. I want you to believe in beautiful possibilities without turning uncertainty into an obsession. Your heart is precious. Do not hand it to fear. Do not hand it to desperation. Do not let one unanswered message convince you that you are unworthy of love. Do not let one person's silence become the voice that defines your value. You are my beloved child before anyone chooses you. You are worthy before anyone recognizes your worth. You are valuable before anyone understands your heart, and the love that is truly meant for you will never require you to destroy yourself just to keep it alive. There is something I want you to understand about the person you call your soulmate. A soulmate is not simply someone who creates butterflies in your stomach. It is not merely someone whose name makes your heart race. It is not simply someone you cannot stop thinking about. Real love must eventually become more than longing. It must become honesty. It must become respect. It must become patience. It must become responsibility. It must become courage. It must become two people choosing each other freely, not two frightened people desperately clinging to an imagined future. So when you read the words, "Your soulmate is begging you to read this before it is too late," do not imagine that you must chase someone immediately or force a situation. Instead, understand the deeper invitation. Someone may be longing for the courage to speak. Someone may be realizing what they lost. Someone may be confronting emotions they tried to bury. Someone may be looking back at memories they thought no longer mattered. Someone may be asking themselves why they continue. Remembering you, and perhaps, somewhere in the quietness of their own life, they are learning something that you have already been learning. Some connections cannot be understood through logic alone. But my beloved child, do not turn that possibility into certainty where certainty does not yet exist. Let me guide your heart. If someone belongs in your future, you will not need to manipulate them into staying. You will not need to beg them to recognize you. You will not need to become someone you are not. You will not need to compete with another person. You will not need to destroy your dignity to receive affection. What is healthy will have room for truth. What is genuine will have room for communication. What is mature will have room for boundaries. What is loving will have room for peace. And if the person you love returns, let them return with clarity. Let them return with honesty. Let them return with changed behavior, not merely beautiful words. Let them return because they have decided to participate in the relationship, not because loneliness temporarily frightened them. My beloved child, you have spent enough nights wondering. You have stared at your phone. You have reread conversations. You have searched for hidden meanings. You have wondered why someone viewed your message but did not respond. You have wondered why someone suddenly became distant. You have imagined conversations that never happened. You have rehearsed what you would say if they suddenly appeared. You have wondered whether you should reach out. You have wondered whether you should wait. You have wondered whether silence is your answer. And in the middle of all this wondering, you sometimes forget to live. Come back to yourself. Come back to peace. Come back to me. You do not need to solve your entire future tonight. You do not need to know exactly who will stay. You do not need to know exactly when love will arrive. You do not need to force tomorrow to reveal itself today. There are things I am allowing to unfold gradually because your heart needs preparation. You think you are waiting for love. Perhaps love is also waiting for you to become ready for the kind of relationship you keep praying for. You have asked for someone loyal, then learn loyalty. You have asked for someone patient, then learn patience. You have asked for someone emotionally mature, then become comfortable with honest communication. You have asked for someone who respects your boundaries, Then learn to respect your own boundaries. You have asked for someone who chooses you. Then stop repeatedly choosing people who make you feel unwanted. You have asked for peace. Then stop confusing emotional chaos with passion. This is important, my child. Sometimes you call something destiny simply because it is difficult to release. Sometimes you call something soulmate love because the intensity of the connection feels overwhelming, but intensity and health are not the same thing. A relationship can feel powerful and still be unhealthy. A connection can feel unforgettable and still not be meant to continue. A person can matter deeply to you without being your lifelong partner, and accepting that truth does not make your love meaningless. Some people enter your life to awaken something. Some teach you. Some challenge you. Some help you discover parts of yourself you had forgotten. Some remain. Some leave. Some return. Some become memories, and some become family. You do not need to know which category someone belongs to before the story has unfolded. Trust me enough to let life reveal it. If this person truly belongs in your future, you will not have to manufacture the future. If they are willing to love you, they will eventually need to show it. If they have something to say, they will need to find the courage to say it. If they want reconciliation, they will need to participate in reconciliation. If they want a future, they will need to help build one. Do not carry the entire relationship alone. You were never created to do that. There may be someone right now who has been thinking about you. There may be someone who remembers your kindness, someone who remembers your voice, someone who remembers the way you looked at them, someone who remembers a small moment that you considered insignificant. Maybe it was a conversation, maybe it was a goodbye. Maybe it was the last time you stood near each other. Maybe it was an ordinary day that became extraordinary only after it ended. Sometimes people do not understand the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Perhaps they are remembering. Perhaps they are questioning. Perhaps they are regretting. Perhaps they are afraid. But you cannot live on perhaps. That is why I am calling you toward something deeper than speculation. I am calling you toward peace, my beloved child. Your life is bigger than one relationship. Your future is bigger than one person's decision. Rather than expecting you to disappear into them. This is why I want you to slow down. Your heart wants immediate answers. Your spirit needs wisdom. Your emotions want certainty. Your life needs patience. You want to know what happens next. But sometimes the greatest blessing is not knowing everything yet. Because if you knew every detail of the future, you might try to control it, and control can destroy what patience would have allowed to grow naturally. So breathe again, put down the fear, release the imaginary deadlines, stop telling yourself that you have only one chance at love. You do not know what tomorrow can bring. You do not know what conversation may happen. You do not know what healing may occur. You do not know what new person may enter your life. You do not know what old relationship may be transformed. You do not know what door may open after another closes. You only know what is in front of you today. And today, you are being invited to choose peace, my beloved child. Perhaps the person you love has been struggling with fear. Maybe they are afraid of rejection. Maybe they are afraid that you have moved on. Maybe they believe they hurt you too deeply. Maybe they do not know how to approach you. Maybe they are carrying regret. Maybe they have been pretending that they do not care because caring feels dangerous. But remember this: you cannot heal another person's fear for them. You can offer kindness. You can offer honesty. You can offer forgiveness where appropriate, but they must walk toward you themselves. Do not chase someone who continually runs. Do not interpret every breadcrumb as a promise. Do not turn every coincidence into a command. Do not allow videos, numbers, dreams, or random signs to replace actual communication. If love is real, eventually love must become visible through choices. Words matter, actions matter more, consistency matters, character matters, respect matters. My beloved child, if someone comes back to you, look beyond the excitement. Ask yourself, has something actually changed? Can we communicate differently now? Can we forgive without pretending nothing happened? Can we trust again? Can we create boundaries? Can we build something healthier than what existed before? Do not return to an old relationship merely because you miss the old memories. Return only if there is evidence that a new chapter can be written. And if there is no return, do not assume that your story has ended. Sometimes the door that breaks your heart is the door that protects your future. You may cry over something you thought you needed, only to discover later that losing it gave you room for something healthier. You may believe you are losing love when you are actually losing confusion. You may think you are being abandoned when you are being redirected. You may think the silence is punishment when it is actually protection. You cannot always understand the meaning of a closed door while standing in front of it. Sometimes understanding comes years later. Sometimes you look back and whisper, "Now I understand." My beloved child, do not be afraid of the word too late. You have heard that phrase and it has frightened you. You have imagined that if you do not act immediately, you will lose your soulmate forever. But I do not want fear controlling your decisions. There are moments that deserve courage. Yes, there are conversations you should not postpone forever. There are apologies worth making. There are truths worth speaking. There are people worth appreciating while they are still in your life. But urgency should not become panic. You can be courageous without being desperate. You can reach out without abandoning your dignity. You can tell someone you care without demanding an outcome. You can forgive without reopening a harmful relationship. You can love someone while still choosing yourself. This is the maturity I am building within you. Maybe the message you needed was never your soulmate is coming tomorrow. Maybe the message you needed was, prepare your heart for healthy love. Maybe you needed to hear that you are allowed to want love. You are allowed to desire companionship. You are allowed to hope for marriage. You are allowed to dream of waking beside someone who respects you. You are allowed to want someone who prays with you, laughs with you, supports your dreams, listens when you are hurting, and remains when life becomes difficult. Do not feel ashamed of wanting that, but do not settle for a counterfeit version of it because you are afraid that nothing better will come. Fear says, take whatever you can get. Wisdom says, wait for what is healthy. Fear says, if they leave, nobody else will love you. Truth says, Your worth does not depend on one person's presence. Fear says, you must chase. Peace says, let love be mutual. My beloved child, I want you to remember the difference. There may be someone who is silently regretting how they treated you. There may be someone who wishes they had been more honest. There may be someone who wonders whether they waited too long. There may be someone who wants another chance. But you do not have to decide tonight whether that person deserves access to your heart again. If they come, listen, observe, ask questions. Look for consistency, let time reveal character. Do not be hypnotized by a beautiful apology that is followed by the same old behavior. Forgiveness does not require foolishness. Compassion does not require the removal of boundaries. Love does not require tolerating disrespect. You can have a soft heart and a strong boundary at the same time, and if this person is truly meant to walk beside you, they will learn to respect both. My beloved child, I know you are tired. You have been strong for longer than people realize. You have smiled when you wanted to cry. You have told people you were fine when you were not. You have encouraged others while secretly wishing someone would encourage you. You have prayed for everyone else and sometimes wondered when someone would pray for you. Tonight, let me remind you, you are not forgotten. Your tears are not invisible. Your prayers are not meaningless. Your waiting is not proof that nothing is happening. Something can be changing inside you even when nothing appears to be changing outside you. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming stronger. You are learning what you deserve. You are learning what you will no longer tolerate. You are learning how to distinguish attachment from love. You are learning how to release control. You are learning how to forgive. You are learning how to trust. And perhaps the greatest transformation is this: you are learning that you can survive uncertainty. That is powerful. You no longer need to force every unanswered question into an immediate answer. You can say, I do not know yet, but I trust that I will know when I need to know. You can say, I care about this person, but I will not abandon myself. You can say, I hope for reconciliation, but I will not make my entire life depend upon it. You can say, I want love, but I will not accept disrespect simply because I am lonely. This is freedom, my beloved child. If someone is thinking about reaching out to you, let them find the courage. If someone has something to explain, let them explain. If someone wants another chance, let them demonstrate why they deserve it. If someone truly loves you, let their actions speak. And while you wait, do not stop living. Wake up, pray, work, create, laugh, learn, take care of yourself. Spend time with people who genuinely care about you. Build the life you would be proud to live even if nobody arrived tomorrow, because when you build that life, you stop approaching love from desperation, you approach it from abundance. You stop asking, will someone choose me? You begin asking, is this person capable of walking alongside the life I have built? That question changes everything. My beloved child, perhaps your soulmate is not asking you to chase them. Perhaps the deeper message is that both of you are being asked to grow. Maybe you are learning patience while they are learning courage. Maybe you are learning boundaries while they are learning accountability. Maybe you are learning trust while they are learning honesty. Maybe you are healing from the past while they are confronting their own, and if your paths cross again, you may meet as different people, not because destiny magically changed everything overnight, but because growth changed the people who entered the room. That is the kind of reunion worth having. Not two wounded people repeating the same cycle, two growing people choosing a healthier beginning. My beloved child, I want you to release one more fear. You are afraid that if you stop chasing, the person will disappear. If they disappear simply because you stopped chasing them, then you were carrying something that was never mutual. Healthy love does not require one person to constantly pursue while the other constantly retreats. There must be movement from both sides. There must be willingness from both sides. There must be courage from both sides. Let this truth settle into your heart. You are not asking for too much when you ask for consistency. You are not difficult because you